Welcome folks. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a program in RoboGuide. This is our Fanuc robot simulation. We always do it on the computer first and make sure that our program is safe and that we've plotted the correct points. And after I check it, then you can go to the Fanuc robot LR mate at the front of the room and attempt to recreate your program there live. So down here at the bottom, my RoboGuide happens to be and handling pro icon happens to be down here on the bottom toolbar. In some cases on the computers, it'll be an actual desktop icon over here. So whenever you get there, you're going to click on it. And we're going to get an icon that kind of looks like this. And we should see a recent work cell. I put these here for you. And we're looking for the LR Mate 200 ID fenceless circ cart. This is the same exact robot that we have in our room. So you're just going to select that, and it's going to kind of go through the job setup page, and it's going to search for any errors and whatnot, because this simulation is going to act exactly like the real robot. So here we see the teach pendant. It's going to go through and just kind of run some code as it begins to open. This would be very similar to if you were on the live bot and you were to turn it on for the first time. You would see it go through kind of the job setup page. So as we do this, I just want to point out that the virtual teach pendant, the one thing that we're lacking is the dead man switch that is located on the back. So we can learn how to use all the hard keys and soft keys. However, we won't be able to recreate the dead man switch until we get the practice pendants in there. So from here, we are able to manipulate this bot, and you kind of want to be able to zoom in and zoom out. We can also pan. A lot of times it's beneficial to use a mouse for these. So if we would hold in the wheel, this would be panning. If we would roll the mouse back toward our body away from the computer, that would be zooming out. And then opposite, we would be zooming in. To turn on our teach pendant, we're going to go to this icon here and just click that. And then it's going to load up our virtual controller. And you want to be able to see it along with your bot. So I always suggest that when you come in, you turn this teach pendant off and then on and hit reset. And that should get rid of any errors that maybe existed. In addition to that, I think it's a great idea. I'm going to take this bot away from home location. Okay, so just moved it on the x-axis there in joint mode. But let's say that you're in a contorted position. It's a good idea to go select and then find around line 11 is home. And if you go to home and hit enter, you're going to see the one line of code there, and it's going to take you back to the home position. And to get there, we can just go shift forward. That's FWD, and that'll run that one line of code. So now I'm at the home position. I want to create a program. To create a program, I'm going to use the hard key of select. I'm going to use the soft key of create. And this is a little bit different on RoboGuide and handling pro than it is on the real bot. Because on the real bot, you actually have to type in using their keypad. But here we're going to go options keyboard, and then we're going to come up here to this keyboard. We're going to click that and make sure we get the yellow border around it. And that means that we can now use our keyboard on our computer to type in our program name. So I'm just going to call this square tutorial, and you can't use spaces, so I'm going to put square underscore tutorial. And once I've done that, I'm going to hit enter, and that's going to take us down to the end position. And now we can either look at our program details or we can begin to create it. So here I'm just going to go edit. And now I'm ready to start adding lines of code. To jog your bot, you're going to hold in shift and see how that button is grayed. It's like I'm holding it in. If I want to undo it, I have to click again. So there's several different ways you can jog. Currently I'm in joint mode because right there it tells me. But if I want to change to different types of frames, I would hit chord and I'm in jog frame, world, tool, user, and joint. To do this, you would probably want to do it in joint and may have to bump to world. And down here, these plus and minus percentages are just going to be the speed at which your bot operates. I'm just going to increase mine to about 50% here. And now I'm going to try to touch this point and that point, this point and that point of this square. So, and when I say that, we're going to get our end of arm tool gripper as close to those locations as we can. So now I'm going to go shift. And I'm just kind of, you may have to increase speed, decrease speed. And you probably want to look at this from multiple angles. If I right click and drag, it allows me to kind of move my bot in a way that I can see things a little bit differently. Okay, so I'm going to say that that's a close enough point for my first one. From there, I'm going to go plus point, and it's going to default to 100% fine. For our first programs, that's what we're going to use. So we just created 0.1. I know that because if I zoom out, we're going to see that P1. So now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create position number 2. So my shift was still being held in. So I'm going to do now is I'm going to move to that next location. Maybe a little bit easier to do this in world. Now I'm going to come back into joint. Okay, and I'm going to call that pretty good for position 2. So when I'm ready, I'm going to there we are. I'm going to go to plus point. And again, I'm going to use 100% fine. And now we see position 2. From here, I'm going to slide over here to position 3. And I'm going to go plus point. And I'm going to continue. Again, I may have to change to a different frame. Use world. Okay, so I just maxed out that position. So I'm gonna have to again bounce back and forth here. between join and world. And I'm going to say that that is my 0.4, point plus, 100% fine. Now, when we are ready, we're going to do a step test. Okay, so I came back to position 1, and now I'm just going to go shift forward, and this is going to take me line by line. And there's a square. So at this point, I've created my square program, and then I would check with Mr. Freshour, and then I would see if I could go up to the bot and complete that. Thank you for watching.